Welcome back. Hedge funds starting to snap up housing investments. And after today's 7.3% jump in pending home sales, looks like those guys are onto something. Realtor Tanya Marchiol says when the big money starts buying, others will too. And she's here with me tonight. I think you're hailing from Phoenix, where prices are down 60% since the bubble popped a couple years ago. Tanya, what do you make of this move that hedge funds are now diving in?
Well, honestly, I think any real estate positive news is great for the economy. And you're right, 7.3% gains. And that's over the 10.4% gains in pending home sales. So we have to really make sure people understand the difference. These are contracted, these are not closed. And part of the existing home sale price is that's the closed number, and that's the number that NAR flubbed.
All right,
so
Tanya,
it's a positive sign.
But what do you make of the fact that, you know, Blackstone is reportedly diving in, Caxton Avenue Capital, they're saying, hey, this is a time to buy, and we're seeing a rebound, ironically, in Home Depot and Lowe's and all of the fixer-upper kind of stocks. I don't know. This is the same crowd, though, that has been calling a bottom since 2009, and this is the same crowd that basically said, you know, housing will not crash on a nationwide basis. Do you trust the hedge fund guys when they say now is time to jump into housing?
Well, I think these funds are usually ahead of the gains, so I think it's really time for investors to start looking at this. And absolutely, I think that this is smart. Housing is cyclical, and it has to come back. You're right when it's the Home Depots and it's the builders that they're really diving into. And the multi-units, because of the rentals, is what's driving this market. So we need to be careful that this is a rental market. This is not a flip market. We need to really make sure that our investors understand that these are long-term holds. This is not a quick gain. And I think the hedge funds are really seeing that long-term hold, and smart money is moving into housing. You said it right.
You know, Tanya, here's the thing. I wonder if the hedge fund guys are early. I mean, listen, let's face it. We saw a massive build out in the Southwest and also in Florida. And these are essentially, there was a bet that the baby boomers would retire to these areas of the country. And I think that what happened was there was way too much excitement, way too much of course, bubble mentality, way too much government subsidies here. I mean, the question is, where are they diving in? Where do you think the deals are? You're down there in the real estate trenches. Where do you think the deals are to dive in right now?
I absolutely think it's the West. Here were the numbers today that came out, and I loved it. 8.1% rose in the Northeast, 3.3% in the Midwest, 4.3% in the South, but 15% pending home sales rose in the West. Arizona, Nevada, California, great rental markets. Arizona has jobs. Our rental market is amazing. And so our multi-units are really selling, but our single-family homes are renting like hotcakes. And that's one thing that you really have to understand is this is not a market that people are buying because they want to live in these. People are seeing the opportunity for investment, and that's why the West rose 15%.
Tara, and the key here is you want to get an area that you're talking about where there's a blue chip company that has a headquarter or building or operations there, right? Because that means a strong economy, right?
Exactly. So Arizona, Intel, Insight, Honeywell, Google, Motorola, American Express. You look at all those companies that are based in Arizona, and that's the place that you want to start buying rentals. Nevada's struggling a little bit. I would buy out by the Air Force Base. And California, you really got to know your market in California.
Okay.
Get a phenomenal expert because it's tough to pick the right place in California.
All right. Real estate guru Tanya Marchiol, so good to be with you tonight. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate your insights there.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Same to you. Next up, stocks up, investors jumping in, but do not look at Wall Street. The hot new stock markets are, get this, now in China.